I present to you Dr. Sister Jenna. And I think I said it wrong. Sister Dr. Jenna. And I knew I could.
Hey, listen, I'm just a really peaceful and loving soul. That's the best introduction you could ever give
Yeah,
me.
for sure. So let me just talk a little bit about who you are for our listeners. Founder and director and spiritual leader of the Brahma Kumaris, which is a spiritual university. And we just talked about that you started a meditation museum in Washington, D.C., which is like not just the capital, but the capital of museums, in my opinion. And author, TV and radio host, and what else? My God, the President's Lifetime Award. You have to talk about that one. And I don't know which president, but I'm intrigued. And
Barack Obama.
oh, yes, yes. And the biggest, of course, bigger than all of that is the picture that I saw you hugging Oprah.
Ah, yeah, that's when I was at, oh yeah, I was at her house for dinner. We worked on an event for her Believe series. My mother was especially an inspiring figure for me because she was orphaned at 7 years old and in orphanages. And she would take care of her younger sisters who were going to be violated by not very kind men.
Mm,
And so my mother would protect those little girls. And unfortunately, she got violated at a young age. But she felt the courage that she protected her younger sisters. And
right.
that was more important to her. So here I am raised with this really strong African woman who's a mess emotionally and mentally. And then I'll be with my father, who's all put together, the perfect Indian man.
Mm,
So I just got a chance to see the world from various lenses of life and experience. So when she got involved with meditation, spirituality, yoga, with the Brahma Kumaris, within 6 months, I actually saw a woman that was shattered, healed, and
mm,
was healing.
wow.
And so that inspired me. I don't know if I was ever coined spiritual. I think we're all born with that spiritual essence.
Yeah.
And that is you're fearless. There's a creativity that flows through you. There's a kindness, there's a warmth, there's a love, there's an innocence. But then relationships, circumstances, situations shift that innocence.
Mm,
But even till today, my friends who knew me back in the day, they would say, we always knew you were going to do something like this for humanity.
mm,
And I don't understand what souls actually see in us
mm,
because you might be drinking, smoking, partying, but yet there's the essence of who you are that's in you. So a nightclub and an ashram is no different other
oh,
than the quality. So in a nightclub, there are people that are coming to be happy. In an ashram, people are coming to be happy. In a nightclub, you have to make a lot of money with the alcohol and the gate. In an ashram, you earn a lot of blessings by how many people you serve. Yes,
mm,
it's run by donations, but you're not thinking about profit. The
mm.
money that comes into the ashram is to keep building and growing so more people can be served. In a nightclub, a lot of people came in with problems. In an ashram, many people coming in problems. You get what I'm saying now?
There's a big parallel.
And so in the nightclub, you drink alcohol to be intoxicated. In an ashram, you listen to spiritual wisdom and you become intoxicated.
Mm.
So the only thing that changed for me was the quality of the way that I was living. From those days, the consciousness was what's in it for me. Now,
Mm.
in my days, is what's in it for us.
There's this huge splitting of spirituality versus making money in the world, right? And so you've made both. And so where do you stand on that? What do you think about that whole thing?
I think poverty is a sin.
Hmm.
I think if you don't have enough money, your mindset is focused on what you don't have. There's a lack, and that's not spirituality.
Mm.
I know that in religion and in certain situations or settings, and this is even hardwired in our brain as people that anyone who is spiritual are supposed to all walk around like Mother Teresa and Jesus
Mm-hmm.
or the Buddha.
Yeah.
There's that mindset in us. And even if somebody is spiritual and they're driving a Rolls Royce, I have a good friend in Thailand, and she's the head of a Buddhist monastery, and she's got the top of the line Rolls Royce and everything, but it has been an investor in business as well as meditation. And her whole thing is to meditate and to make millions.
Mm-hmm.
She says, if you don't have money, then how are you going to help the people that you love? It's just that we have to find the balance. Sometimes we become super spiritual and don't follow the responsibilities that we have to offer to keep the bills going, to earn the income. And then sometimes the scale gets tipped and we end up running after the money to pay the bills and we lose ourselves. So, what I have done for me, I don't forget that I, as a soul, my investment is in my emotional well being. That's first and foremost. If I'm going to be an effective leader and if I'm going to inspire many others, I need to have an emotional state within me that's solid. That's
Mm-hmm.
solid. So I feel that people who invest in their spiritual well being are some of the greatest leaders.
Yeah.
And the finances flow, but they're
Yeah.
not really worried about that. It
Yeah.
comes. It
Yeah.
comes.